Hi, welcome back to the channel, TrainStation 2. Alright, really lucky here. We got first in the fourth competition that claimed that Prima M4 JWST. And of course, I'm going to share with you my Region 7 trains as well. Alright, so it wasn't really a good start for me in this fourth competition. Initially, I was thinking that, oh no, this is not going to do well. You can see here, I'm the last one. We started about slightly earlier than normal. We started about 11 hours late. So I think I'll stick to 12 hours in the next time. But again, thinking about it again, all thanks to the EP head start that we have already prepared up front. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to propel ourselves up, I think, all the way to the third position you can see here. But of course, there are still very strong players with a better EP head start, or they could have already started 1 or 2 hours before me. So to count myself lucky in a way that with a good number of EP head start, we're still able to push it up to the third position. And with that, there will be an equal fighting chance in that context. Alright, so I will say that maybe blessing in disguise, although didn't really well fit into the position of first 10 at the onset. But I think that EP head start, and of course with that I met with really poor people just like me. We don't have enough gems to spare, so when you are playing together with people that are free to play, or people who are don't have gems, or really gem poor like me, or it could be Apple players. So with that, there isn't any jammers in the group. Alright, so 25 of us, none of us really jammed, and in order to propel ourselves up, I think that's totally very grateful of, because you know, sometimes you work really hard on the competition of 3 days or so, and then last minute you can see jammers climbing ahead of you, and not only one but two, and they're climbing and creating a 600-700 gap. That really demoralizes you in a way to fight competitions like that. So I'm really glad that in this group itself are genuine players that didn't really jam at all. So I'm really happy with that. And of course, a lot of preparation work was put in place. A lot of these event items, even thousands of them, was prepared up front. I've been preparing a lot because I know post 100%, the numbers they're asking for are really crazy. So make sure you prepare a lot for the last competition that's coming up. Alright, so of course, not forgetting the other non-event items. You're going to make sure you have tons of them, especially those that take an hour or so to make in the factory output tray. Alright, so that's where I put them, not in the warehouse, because I want to fit my warehouse with all the event items in thousands. Alright, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to fulfill all this bonuses. I would say the bonus is really important in the competition itself, because this bonus gives you a boost in terms of number of EP, or if not, the keys and gems. Alright, so that's all I gotta say about it's always in a rotatory positions, i.e. could be gems, EP, and then it goes back to event keys, and then go again back to gems. So it's always in this manner. So you make sure you time it right. When the EP head start, you have to do one that actually gave the bonus EP. So if that bonus EP, you actually propel yourself up in the fifth competition, up in the ranks, alright, at the start itself. So that's something I need to prepare as well. So not forgetting, you must so-called also make sure that the jobs that you are completing or already completed have a good number of EP. Do not have an EP head start of 30 EP and you think that, alright, I'm done. No, complete it. Make sure you have something like 50, which is quite decent. So imagine this, you have 50 for each of the jobs, 150, and assuming you have another bonus of EP of 50, there'll be 200 head start. So that's something you got to do with. And make sure you clear your warehouse of items. Make sure you fill them with so-called event items, and let your production run, which means that your warehouse is not only completed event items, but it should also store a good number of event raw materials, because you know your trains will be out, and sometimes you know that event items has a component that actually take time to build. Then make sure you do those first, and if not, whenever you are free, when you send out your dispatches, before you do that, grab some raw materials back. So that's really important. So all this are some planning or resource planning in the progress itself. Okay, So of course, in terms of dispatches, when you send your dispatches out, make sure you do not blindly just send all your 9 or 10 dispatches in a single job, because you may be sending them out with the very low capacity train because you ran out of good capacity trains. So you gotta split like 50-50 in a way. If you really want to simultaneously do all 3 jobs, yes, you could, but I'll urge you try to complete at least 1 or 2 each time, because if you simultaneously do all 3 at the same time, you'll probably all complete at the same time, but that means that you have 3 surprises and you do not know what are they. If really unlucky, you may have all the 3 of them items, asking for items that you do not have at all, and you totally waste off dispatches in the station waiting for the items to be ready. So this is what I mean by basically try your best to do at least 1 first. If you really wanted to, if you simultaneously do 2 together, that's perfectly fine as well, but make sure the last one you have that items ready as well. Okay, so this is how you can resource prioritize for your dispatches. In terms of preparation, I always mention a few things: EPH start, event items in the warehouse, raw materials in warehouse, completed items that are non-event in the factory in output tray, whereas the input tray contains other non-event items. Just keep on piling, make sure you store up all this inventory, and then eventually if you want to have back to your raw materials or completed materials, for example nails, make sure you store lots of chairs. I mean, you get back timber as a raw material, you get back your nails as a completed material, and you know nails are required as part of the event manufacturing component. So all this is going to go in place. I mean, by now you should know that nails is required, copper is required. So all these are things that you could prepare up front. Tons and tons of iron powder for sure. So of course you can store iron powder, but you know iron powder really takes very fast to get it done. So I urge you not to store iron powder, but really if you want to store it and store in the input tray, that would be saw blades, which is basically metal or steel plus the iron powder. Alright, so that's unfortunate. So, you know, sometimes it those bonus daily bonus in a way. After 5 days you get the container and you're hoping for a really good train and they give you a common train. That's really disappointing. So that is how it works sometimes. Again, you can see all these items takes time, and that time doesn't wait for you. Make sure you have indeed all the dispatches back in town before you click on that activate the bonus job, because sometimes if you miss it, it's totally waste. Alright, I mean, at this stage I'm quite comfortable, I'm quite happy, about 100 over EP ahead of the second one. But again, at this I was also quite worried that there'll be a jammer who comes right at the back, but luckily no. So we're quite happy with that, and unfortunately I couldn't, I think, complete one of that bonus, but that's unexpected. Sometimes a bit of planning issue, just a couple of minutes short, but you know what, sometimes you're too busy and forgot about the trains are back. So setting timer, I think, is something that you got to do as well if you're playing TrainStation 2. Alright, we got 2 more hours and 48 minutes to go. Meanwhile, just a quick glance at the trains that I have in region 7. Of course, I'm going to go through with you each and every one of them later on after I claim that legendary 1000 event key train itself. Alright, 1000 event coins, pardon me. Alright, so it's not event keys. Alright, so now with that collected, I think we have a good chance of getting first here. So you can see there's no way you can complete this. Even if we could, we wouldn't have time, and we left with 43 minutes. There's no way the trains will be back, and I do not have any gems to bring them back as well. Looking at the group here, really nice group here, no jammers at all, and totally honest gaming. So I would say that in preparation I'll just keep some of the jobs, but for now make sure next round I'm gonna bring back the materials to build those cement, because that's very required. Alright, coming towards the end of the competition already. Let's check out. Yes, we did it, so really happy with this. Alright, seems like we got a new icon, but I'm not going to use it. I still love my Santa Claus a lot, so I'm just going to keep to Santa Claus right at this juncture. So you see what I'm trying to do is really get all the materials required to do up those cement, because those construction materials are required later on. For now, that's the happy moment again. Take a look. All right, so that's it. We have claimed two legendary so far from the event, and this actually fulfills my criteria for the event itself. Okay, so very quickly, let me run through all the trains that I have. This is 80 capacity. I fully upgraded this. Likewise, this has 80 capacity, but I couldn't afford that to be upgraded. Likewise for this as well. So another steam, good capacity of 40. All these are event trains. Another electric here. And of course, another Blue Comet will be another steam that is basically very good capacity as well, electric as well. You can see here, this is another event train I just collected of the event, and of course Royal DB will be another event train. All right, so this is also event train because you have a 60 capacity. Likewise for this, 40 capacity for rare, 60 capacity for epic. They would be event trains for sure. All right, so all these are event trains. Very easy to identify them. 60 capacity versus like this 45. These are region trains, and this common trains are all event trains because there's a 30 capacity. So that you can see here, these are region ones. All right, so if your region ones are normally lesser like this, 60 versus 80. Okay, so these are some of the differences you got to take note. Like there's common 20 versus 30, and of course epic is 45, and then you can see here this again is another 45. Okay, so a couple of these region trains that you should get when you have those chances roll out. So a lot of these trains I've been collecting, just at the end of the day I'm going to share with you one train that I do not really have is the legendary that I'm missing out. Okay, but just got to bear this in mind. Try your best, keep on trying, and once you leave that region you can't get back the train. All right, so you can see there's a lot of duplicates for the common, because every time we open the 100 key container you're just giving us common and common and common, and this is the one I'm looking after. So I'm looking for this and this missing train. All right, so now good number of trains I will say in the region 7, and left one more to go. All right, time for take a break, and I wish you good luck in the last competition. Take care, have a good rest, goodbye.